Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 things you need to keep in mind before choosing the right location for your preschool. My name is Amol Arora. Over the past 3 decades, we have helped more than 500 entrepreneurs earn up to 3 lakh rupees a month through preschool franchising. If you're considering opening your own preschool or a feeder school for your school, there are 5 things to be kept in mind. First of all, the population. You should ensure that there is a good population around your play school. So I mean the 2 to 3 kilometer area. If there is it's an upcoming area that you're considering, be very careful because kids from 2 to 4 years only form a very small part of the population. So you must ensure that in your 2 kilometer radius, there is a good density of population. There are no highways cutting across. There are no rivers, canals which will divide the area. And that is a good location. Secondly, you should look for something on the ground floor. The reason for the ground floor is parents consider safety of their children. If the child has to climb 2 floors, 3 floors up or go through elevators, there's always an element of risk and parents don't like that. So you might have a wonderful brand, a wonderful curriculum, a wonderful interior setup, but if it's on the upper floors, the response is going to be not that good. One way you could consider is have half your school on the ground floor and some of it on the first floor as well. That is also okay because at least the youngest lot, the 2-year-olds who are coming out of their homes the first time, they feel safe, and when they're grown up, parents don't mind sending them up the stairs as well. Third thing you must consider is the rent. Rents are going to be the biggest outflow, especially in your first few months and maybe years as well. So you must ensure that your rents are low. We don't need to take a rental property on the main road. This is not a retail outlet where the footfall has to happen. If there's no footfall, admissions won't happen. This is where people search, talk to their friends, talk to other people in the community, go online, see our advertisement, and then come to the play school. And in fact, if your school is at the dead end of the road, which has no commercial value, that is actually something which parents love because they feel the child is very, very safe. And if it's near a park, even more better. So don't keep your rents to the minimum. The next point is that you have to ensure that your property size is one of the larger plots in that area. The reason being is that tomorrow if you open a very small play school, and if you do well, somebody will say, okay, he's got so many kids, do the mathematics and say, I'll open a play school as well. And if he enters, the new entrepreneur, he or she enters with a bigger property, there'll be no way you will be able to compete with that. So ensure that your property is one of the larger properties in that area to ensure that you have a long-term sustainable advantage over your competition. So if any competition does come when you are successful, at least they'll not be able to beat you on the size of the project because that itself will be something that you'll be having a handicap all along, and you'll have to shift your property to a bigger location, then you have to redo your interiors, and it leads to a lot of brand loss. And the final thing is about competition. A lot of people ask me about the competition. Should I open where there's a lot of competition or should I open where there's no play school? The easiest thing is, of course, if you want to do your research, is open where there's no competition, but you have to do your research very well. What may happen is actually there is no potential because the population is very low, or that area is a small island cut off by highways on all sides, you can't sustain a play school with that much population. So do your homework very well. When you talk about upcoming areas, some of these areas have working class people who are joining IT companies. Yes, of course, those people will have a higher number of kids in your target category. But in upcoming areas, you must do your research very well. There's a reason why play schools are not there. So you don't want to be the fool who opens a play school in an area where there's no market potential. But if you do your homework well and you realize there's an area where there's a huge population and children in those areas are going to far-flung areas for preschool education, then if you've done that work well, spend a couple of weeks on that, I'm sure you'll have success. The second thing is, what if there's so much competition? Should I open over there? Yes, you should. If you have a great brand and more importantly, if you have a great curriculum with you. If you have a great curriculum, that means there's a market, there are a lot of kids out there. If the existing schools with whatever hit and trial curriculums and are doing well, and imagine what you would do if your curriculum is good. If you don't have a very strong curriculum, then please stay away from those areas because you'll not be able to compete. And when you take something like a franchise of Shamrock and Shamford Group of Schools, and we know our curriculum is not only one of the best in the country, we believe it's one of the best in the world. Our franchises are encouraged to open with this competition because we say that means there's already a market, and when you go there with a better curriculum, a better infrastructure, and wow the parents, you will automatically get success. It's just like if I were to ask you maybe 25 years back which was the best coffee, you would say Nescafe. Then Cafe Coffee Day came, then Barista came, then Starbucks came. So the benchmark kept going higher. So when you go with a higher benchmark product and at a very similar pricing, because our prices are all almost very similar for the parents, and they see a lot of value. So when you're charging almost the same, you're giving their children so much more, so success comes naturally. So I would strongly encourage you, if you are considering a franchise of Shamrock and Shamford Group of Schools, visit our website or do contact our business managers, and we'll be very, very happy to welcome you to the rapidly growing Shamrock and Shamford family. Thank you.